Special shout out and thank you to one of my closest social media friends, Mr. TARDIS11, also known as Ollie Pajak, for doing this YouTube Encanto review collab with me and very kindly giving me permission to put the footage of our meetup on my channel.
Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome. You'll notice someone very special standing right next to me.
Hey guys, how's it going?
This, my friends, is Harry Thomas Pictures. We've been friends on YouTube for so many years.
5 years to be exact.
5 years to be exact. And today is the day we finally managed to meet up in person. It's by a miracle. Harry's changed where he lives, and I've managed to travel to where Harry is living. And today we are going to watch Encanto.
Yep.
It's going to be hopefully amazing. So stay tuned for both our reviews, which we will do. And do we want to get a reaction afterwards, or?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hope it's the best Disney movie since Frozen 2. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, also Merry Christmas. There's a tree behind us as well.
Oh yeah, and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And it's just, can I just say as well, it's a real pleasure to meet you, Harry. It's been we've had such a lovely lunch.
Indeed, Ollie. Yeah, it's the greatest honour to come here today and meet you.
Thank you very much. Well, we guys will see you very shortly.
See ya.
It's not symmetrical or perfect, but it's beautiful, and it's mine. What else can I do?
Encanto, directed by Byron Howard and Jared Bush, and is a Disney's 60th animated classic overall. Wow, huge congrats on making it to 60, Disney. That is a true milestone. So Encanto tells the story taking place in Colombia, and Encanto is the titular house of the movie, which was built by a magical candle which Mirabelle's grandmother found in her past, and Mirabelle sees herself as the misfit in her family. She's the only one in her family that was not granted a gift or power like her other family members when her time came to open her door. And her grandmother especially treats her like a disappointment to the family because of that. However, Mirabelle may discover what she was truly meant for as the magic of the house begins to die and the house begins to crumble. Mirabelle this goes deeper into the house's secrets and her grandmother's secrets to not only save the magic but also forge and fix her broken relationships with her sisters and grandmother. Now, in this movie is always going to have a special place in my heart. I was so fortunate to get the opportunity to go and see it with one of my dearest friends on YouTube, Mr. TARDIS11, also known as Ollie Pajak. So thank you so much, Ollie, because without you, I would not have seen or would be reviewing this movie right now. And to meet you was the best part of yesterday, and I hope to meet up with all of you guys someday. Yesterday proved anything is possible. And as for Encanto, remember when I did my trailer review calling the trailer just okay-ish? Well, I wish I could go back in time right now and just slap my past version of myself, because Encanto is a pretty excellent Disney movie and easily one of the strongest of the Disney revival age, and far better than the mediocre Raya and the Last Dragon, and it really made me smile watching it. I mean, you can see during lockdown, Disney wanted to make something special for their 60th animated feature, and they did not let us down. Encanto would now be my second favourite animated movie of 2021, second only to Mitchell's vs. the Machines, and it's now made its way onto my top 10 best movies of 2021. How cool is that? And I just adore the protagonist, Mirabelle, she's now one of the greatest Disney female characters of all time, and she's the first Disney female character with glasses, and she looks adorable. Her glasses look so cute. I wouldn't ever take them away from her, and she's unique, being the first Disney female lead who's not a princess, not royalty, and Stephanie Beanies did a absolutely terrific job voicing her. I mean, I'd never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but after Encanto, I cannot wait to see what her character is like in that show. Mirabelle doesn't need extraordinary powers like her relatives to be awesome, because she's awesome as she is. She's such a sweetheart, and the kids in her village just adore her. Even though her grandmother and sisters seem to neglects her. At least she has her parents on her side. I mean, her mother especially is so caring, and she can heal any injury. That's her gift, and her dad was hilarious. He's allergic to literally everything. Nearly this entire movie takes place in a house, yet just like another Disney movie, which was a pile of shit, Artemis Fail. But unlike Artemis Fail, this is how you do a movie that takes place in a house and keep it exciting. The Encanto house is a character itself. It feels alive and rich with a personality, and the animation on it was the fastest and zaniest animations I've seen in Disney since Aladdin. This is some of Disney's most out of this world, mind-blowing CGI animation. It is pure gorgeous to look at. You can see the animators work their butts off rendering during lockdown last year, and it had the greatest payoff. And I mean, there is not a dull moment in this movie. It's, for a movie that's an hour and 40 minutes, it felt 20 minutes shorter because it's that thrilling. The promotional material doesn't give it away. There are surprisingly some intense action scenes in this movie, particularly when Mirabelle goes into the underneath the house into a Tomb Raider-like action scene when she's collecting the pieces of a vision, as well as an action scene towards the third act where the house begins to crumble in a storm. And I'm sure this movie is bound to inspire more grandmother and granddaughter stories, because that's exactly what it is at its core, a story between Mirabelle and her grandmother Abuela. Abuela may be extremely hard on her granddaughter throughout most of the movie, but when we find out in towards the end, when she talks about her backstory, which is my personal favourite scene in the movie, by the way, and there's music playing in the background which is entirely in Spanish. I mean, that was oh so powerful, and the only scene in the movie that gave me a lump in my throat and made me feel extremely bad for Abuela, because she literally lost everything, her home, her husband, and when she found the candle and the house, the miracle, I mean, she'd do anything to protect her family because she's terrified a tragedy's going to happen in her life again. But it was Mirabelle in the end that made her wake up and realise that her being so controlling of her family was making the magic break. So she learnt to bring out her softer side and accept her granddaughter and her family for who they were. And the songs are by Lin-Manuel Miranda, all things are awesome, every single one of them, and they especially help to develop her sisters. Sabella is like a female Hercules with her buffer image and a super strength, but we learn that she deep down just wants to be a softie, and Isabella, she can make flowers bloom, and we discover in her song, my favourite song in the movie, What Else Can I Do, that she is tired of perfectionism and being who her grandmother wants her to be. She pretended to want nothing to do with her sister and hates Mirabelle so much, but she really opened up about her insecurities and made up with her sister in a hug. And she was going through an arranged marriage crisis like Jasmine in Aladdin, but luckily she didn't have to marry him in the end. He got with her cousin who can hear everything that's going on. And that's a kid who Mirabelle bonded with and helped him find his confidence to open his door. I mean, he was the sweetest little guy, and he was like Disney's Eliza Thornberry in that his gift was that he could talk to the animals, and the animal sidekicks in this movie, the jaguar, the capybaras, the tapirs, the macaws, the toucans, they are the cutest things. The jaguar being my absolute favourite. He was like an affectionate pussycat, and Bruno, Mirabelle's uncle, who was exiled from the house by Abuela, as he saw a vision which showed Mirabelle and the house crumbling, he turned out to be a way more genuine guy and uncle to Mirabelle than I anticipated him to be. I was convinced that he was going to be the antagonist of the movie initially, especially after the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, which was pretty brooding and atmospheric for a upbeat movie like this. But he turned out to be a socially awkward, clumsy, Disney version of Linguini from Ratatouille, as he hanged out with rats in the walls of the house. I'm so glad he returned to his mother and the family in the end. And the ending of Encanto is one of the sweetest endings of 2021, easily. And it's about time Disney went back to South America. We haven't seen South America in a Disney animated classic since The Emperor's New Groove, and the Colombian and Spanish culture was just mesmerizingly done here. This movie's going to go down as a total hit with Spanish audiences, particularly, and it kind of gives me vibes of the Three Caballeros, as there are some Spanish sequences in that classic too. And I saw that Jennifer Lee was the producer of this movie in the credits, one of the directors of Frozen herself, and she did the most remarkable job. I'm sure she helped this movie turn out as excellent as it was. Also cool how when they showed the Disney Animation Studios logo with Steamboat Willie, they put 60 to celebrate their 60th movie. If I had to have one flaw with this movie, it would be the lack of villains. I really think we could have had just one villain in the story just to up the threat a little more. I mean, how dark would it have been if Bruno turned out to be the villain, if Abuela's son got his father killed? That's why she would disregard him, but I guess that would be going a bit too far. Overall, guys, Encanto is a enchanting, endearing, and awesome 60th Disney animated feature, which you are missing out if you do not see this Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, and before the movie, you are in for such a treat, so with a beautiful animated short, so Far From the Tree.
I give Encanto 4 stars out of 5. Great movie.
Before I wrap up this review, here's me and Ollie's reaction to the movie.
We've just come out of seeing Encanto, and yeah, wow, the first time I've seen a movie with this lovely man right next to me. I thought it was pretty good, you know. I won't divulge too much because the review is coming, but yeah, I was very surprised. It was better than I expected it to be. What did you make of it, Harry?
Yeah, it was the biggest surprise of 2021 for me. I mean, the trailers just look okay-ish, but I have to say, it was pretty excellent. Disney surprised us.
Yeah, they've obviously been working hard during the lockdown.
Totally.
I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it's got a lot of great. It's a story about family, and it's got some good music. I think it's an entertaining film for the kids, and I think that they'll get something out of it. I hope.
Yeah, exactly. It has top-notch animation, songs, and themes of fixing your relationship with family. I mean, wish there was a villain, but that's my only flaw. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really recommending Encanto, and it was the greatest pleasure to see it today with Ollie.
Oh,
with
thank
this,
you.
This lovely guy right here.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to meet you, Harry. It's been a really special day, and I'm glad the film was good. I mean, if the film was shit, that would have ruined things. But
Totally.
thankfully, it wasn't. It was really good. So, and until next time.
Yeah. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Sir Ollie, for being such a lovely guy and a true friend. And as always, and we'll do it again for Secrets of Dumbledore in 5 months' time, man. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Encanto? And do you agree with me in that it's the best Disney animated movie of the year, better than Raya and the Last Dragon? Or were you kind of let down by it? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I rank the Frozen 2 songs. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.